is Katie Carson. I am the Duchess of Suds here on this channel, and before we do anything with our rainbow soap today, it is the August release day, so it is the Splendid Summer Sipper collection. It will be available today at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to give you guys a quick run through of all the soaps that we're going to be releasing, and also don't forget we also have shampoo bars and candles and diamond soaps and lots of other cool stuff. I know you guys have been asking about shampoo bars and if we were going to restock them. We definitely have, and we have made like 5 or 6 times as many as we had on hand last time, so hopefully we've got enough for all of you. So for the high tops, we have Intergalactic Grape Soda, Watermelon Lemonade, Snow Cone, and Pomegranate Berry Smoothie. And for the low tops, we have Lemon and Mint Tea, Half and Half, Rainbow Fruit Punch, and Sherbet Cocktail. Once again, they'll all be available at 3 p.m. So if you want to get your little paws on them, you can. And by the way, the hollow soap that I made inspired by Simply Nailogical will also be available, but again, extremely limited release, so good luck. If you sign up for our email list, you can become a royal VIP, and you'll know what next month's theme is before anybody else. That link will be down below. And without further ado, let's make some rainbow soap. The first thing we're going to do is pour our lye water solution into our oils, and I'm going to strain it with a stainless steel strainer. Once again, a lot of you guys were asking me to do this because apparently it's satisfying. It does make some really nice liquid noises, that's for sure. And now, using my stick blender, I am going to mix this up until very light trace because we have 6 layers we have to do with this batch. So we want to make sure that the batter is really thin. So the batter is nice and runny, and we're gonna split it off into 6 different containers. I learned my lesson in the past trying to mix in the colors at the very beginning. It really just thickens up too fast for you to get nice straight lines. So now I just blend them in as I go along off to the side, and then I add the fragrance oil into each individual container. Some people like to measure these out by weight, and you can do that too, but I have found also that eyeballing them, you get basically the same thing if you're good at eyeballing. I've had a lot of people ask me when doing rainbow soaps how I get the vibrant color, and they'll say, Katie, my soap is never that vibrant, my reds never look that red, my blues always look gray, my purples look gray. What do? You use more colorant. That's really the only fix for it. You use a high quality colorant, something from Nurture Soap, Mad Micas, TKB Trading. Those are my favorites, and I use them all the time because I think that their micas are really just of such quality. So you use a really good quality mica. I don't recommend using oxides for a rainbow soap because I don't think that they come out as true of a rainbow color as micas will. And then you use more of it. Just add a little more if it's starting to look a little bit pastel. So like I said before, I'm gonna mix each color individually as the layer has set up and has ready to pour, but the first one is purple, so I'll mix that up and show you guys what that looks like. I am using Purple Vibrance Mica today from Nurture Soap. It has been pre-blended with oil. I'm just gonna pour that right in. Take my popsicle stick and scrape it out. Alternatively, you could use a teeny tiny spatula. We use those sometimes too. I'm gonna mix this off the popsicle stick a little bit too. So I went ahead and blended in the color with my spatula first, and the purple is poppin'. And then we're gonna add the fragrance oil. This is Energy from Brambleberry. It's one of my favorites to use in a rainbow soap because it is very, very good behaving. And whenever you're making a big batch of rainbow soap, there is a fine line between having a soap batter that's too runny and too thick. Because if you have it too thick, then your lines will be uneven. But if it's too runny, it'll take forever to set up whenever you need to move on to the next color to pour on top. And if you can't move quick enough to pour those next colors, then they're gonna end up getting thick towards the end of it, and you're gonna end up with uneven lines that way too. So it takes a little trial and error. I'm probably gonna stick blend this for a little bit, get it to set up a little more, and then we will pour it into our slab mold after this quick commercial break. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour the purple in, and I'm using my spatula to break the fall so it doesn't splatter everywhere. Obviously, there's no other color in there right now, so this really is just to keep it clean so it doesn't splash up on the sides of the mold and I don't have to go back and clean that up. Just gonna get all that in there. And then all the extra, I'm just gonna scrape into the middle, and then I'll flatten it all out by tapping the mold down on the ground. I'm going scrapey, my container. And I did stick blend for quite a while so that this would get quite a bit thicker. So when I pour the blue on top, well, it's not gonna be completely runny and it's not gonna break through that first line. Now that right there is some bowl scraping to be proud of. The next color is blue, and we're using Brilliant Blue. This is from Nurture Soap. I'm gonna put some of this in here. That's gonna make sure that I get every single tiny bit of colorant out of there. Just gonna mix this in with my spatula first, and then I'll go back and I will add some fragrance oil, and then we'll blend it in with a stick blender so it's the right consistency when we pour it into our mold. All right, with the fragrance oil blended in, it is time to pour into our slab mold. Oh, this always makes me anxious for the first pour. I'm gonna try to get as close as I can. Just float it across the top. Oh, this makes me feel like a concrete person who's like floating the concrete across the mold. Can hold it out of the mold now, which is really, really helpful. And I'm having to make sure that I am pouring on the spatula the whole time. Otherwise, it is still thin enough to probably break through. There we go. That's it for the blue layer. I have dribbled. Next is green Vibrance Mica. Ooh, yes. Sit right on top. You look like a fancy pastry. I'll blend that in a little with my popsicle stick. I love watching the color transformation into the cold process soap. It's so pretty. Green's gotten a little thicker. I did that on purpose just because I was honestly just kind of tired of waiting around for it. I'm very impatient. I don't like to do soaps that take a long time or that you have to do different layers with different recipes. It's just, I'm ready to go and I want to see the inside. I remember when I first started making soap, I would cut my soaps way too early. They were always sticky inside because I was so impatient. I just wanted to see what it looked like on the middle. Yellow is the next color. This is True Yellow from TKB Trading. There is one called, I think, Slicker Yellow from Mad Micas. That is a new favorite yellow of mine because it is also very, very potent. Mix that in real quick. With my yellows, I also typically take some of the soap and mix it in to make sure I get all of it out because yellows are harder to get very, very strong. So are oranges. You kind of have to use more color with those. I wonder how many times I tell you guys stuff like that and half of y'all are sitting there going, I don't care. I'm never gonna make soap anyway. Time for the yellow. Oh yes. This yellow, I wanted to do something a little more subtle this time. I've done some brighter yellows where I included a little bit of neon in there. I didn't want to do that this time. I wanted it to be a little more mellow. This entire rainbow soap is a little more mellow than I normally do. I've used a little less color and I've picked ones that aren't quite as bright. It'll still be pretty bright, but not as bright as maybe last year's. We're going for a more accurate rainbow. Perfect. Looks like Cheese Whiz. Next is the orange. So this is Orange Vibrance, though I will say I might add a little bit of Tangerine Dream to it. It depends on how dark the orange is and if I like it. Go ahead and just pour this in there. Mix it all up on top down. Time to pour. All right, put some orange on top of that yellow. What am I seeing here? It's not ketchup and mustard. It's something else. Like, I don't know, Cheetos and Doritos. I don't know what it is. Mustard and Cheetos. Get it all in there. I will very quickly scrapey. Last one, my dears. We're gonna pour in the really red colorant. This is from Nurture Soap. This is my favorite red to date. I have not found one that I like more. I'm gonna mix in a little soap with that so I can get all that color out. Let it kind of grip onto the color that's sticking around the edges there. Ooh, beautiful. A very happy Christmas red. All right, last layer. We got to get that red on. I love pouring red on the orange. That is one of my favorite color transitions. And of course, by now it's getting a little bit thicker, but I use the same recipe that I use for most of my soaps. Is actually down in the description box if you would like to use it yourself, or it is available pre-made at nurturesoap.com. And all I did was blend it slightly less at the beginning, and it stayed completely fluid enough for me to pull off a rainbow soap. It creates very hard bars, but it gives you lots and lots of workable time. If you're working with, of course, fragrance oils that don't accelerate or additives that don't accelerate. So I'm just gonna bounce this down, kind of even it out a little bit. And we actually have embeds to put on top of this rainbow soap. This is a first for me. Ellie specified that she wanted fruit slices, which I think will be such a nice addition. So that's what we're gonna do. So I've put our little divider guide, which has seen better days. Do not be fooled. This is only soap that it has touched whenever you flip it the other way. But we have got to get a better solution for our divider. We have some beautiful embeds that are going to go on top. We've got limes, lemons, blackberries, and blueberries. And obviously they aren't real lemons, limes, blackberries, and blueberries. They're made out of soap. And not every single bar is going to have one of everything on it. They're just going to be kind of placed randomly on the soaps. I will, however, try to make it slightly cohesive whenever I'm placing these on, just so that it's nice for the camera to look at. I'm going to turn this little yellow lemon on its side. So we're gonna have all sorts of angles, all sorts of everything on this soap. It is gonna be quite random. I said that one other time, I think it was for the Skittles inspired soap, where I'm like, I'm gonna place these randomly on. I placed them in a perfect pattern, and I did it subconsciously. So I guess this is about the time that we should be remembering the big fruit punch man that was on all the Nickelodeon commercials.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah.
I mean, this is just me personally, I always found him a little bit disturbing. I didn't like that his innards were always sloshing around. Also, my mom never bought fruit punch, so really it was just a reminder of my failure as a child. She was like, it was unhealthy, you can have Capri Suns. What I'm really excited most about is putting on the glitter, because Ellie said she wanted a lot of it. All right, this is going to take me all day. Well, maybe not all day, but it is going to take me quite a little bit. And now with soap fairy magic, we done, sis, we done. I can now magically lift, and it looks perfect. Oh, that is so satisfying. And if our girl wants glitter, glitter she will get. This is silver holographic eco glitter from Brambleberry. And let us douse it on top. We want enough glitter on there to make Christine from Simply Nailogical proud. Rainbows, rainbows on top of our rainbow. And yes, if you put a nice thick coating, it really does just look like a ton of rainbows on top together. It's so beautiful. And finally, we have a camera that can pick up the intricacies and the fabulousness of the glitter. Yes. It looks so good. The only thing left to do is to spritz this with rubbing alcohol. And by the way, if you're not a huge fan of glitter, the first time you use this soap, it is going to wash off, and then you will have all the berries and all of their non-glittered glory. With the spritzing done, we're done. And here we go, a lovely little close-up of the rainbow soap. You cannot see the rainbow yet because we haven't cut it, but we will be back to do so in 18 to 24 hours. We'll split the slab, and then we will chop the loaves into bars after this quick commercial break. Yes, Kenny, capture the beauty and the magnanimous majesty of this soap. Rainbows galore. Ellie, you have successfully designed my favorite rainbow soap to date. So I am gonna line this up with Evangeline. Make sure I'm not gonna whack a whole bunch of fruit off. Then very gently, am I going to press this down? Yay, I didn't kill any of the fruit. Hey, everybody's gonna want one of these samples. So I'll take one out of the middle, even though they'll all look exactly the same. And this is what it looks like on the inside. Y'all, it smells so good. And I love the fruit on top. That's a perfect addition. And yeah, it totally encapsulates the idea of fruit punch. The smell for this is the same as the Butterfly Fantasy soap that I made years ago for the Secret Soap collection of Fairytopia. Yes. So cool. Okay, so the question of the day is, do you prefer a pastel rainbow or a vivid rainbow? This is what I would consider a vivid rainbow. A pastel would have a lot lighter colors, so everything would just be a super light shade of what it is now, and the red would probably be a pink. Let me know, maybe I'll make one of those in the future. You can vote by clicking the I in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said in the video, rainbow is one of my favorite soaps. I like to make it every single year, and I think this time it turned out super, super cool. Thank you so much to Ellie Rose for sending in such a great design. We can't wait to ship you out a bar on Monday. If you guys want to follow us on Instagram, it's a big fun time over there. We got my Instagram, we got Kenny's Instagram, we got Royalty Soap's Instagram. We're so close to 100K on Royalty Soaps. Like, I mean, maybe, I think there's like 2,000 or 3,000 left, and then we're gonna do a big old giveaway. All of the soaps that you have seen in the past month, once again, will be available at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time today at royaltysoaps.com if you're interested, and if not, hey, thanks for watching today. And be sure you do something fun for yourself today. Get your favorite drink. This month was all about drinks. We should have given you guys plenty of ideas. Or how about your favorite snack? My mom brought me vegan cheese puffs. How do you do that? It was like made with garbanzo beans or something. I was surprised. They were actually pretty flippin' good. Either way, do something that makes you happy, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for the reveal of next month's theme. And until then, have an absolutely royal day, and bye for now. Meow.